Hello and welcome to this episode of Hopium. We are going to be looking over technical indicators that support a bull market, looking at obnoxious market manipulation, government development, and is the 4-year cycle debt. So we see here that last week we fell through the 50-week moving average, and I'm going to point out situations that point out how we can still potentially move forward successfully. In the previous cycle, the biggest chop up happened in the middle of the cycle. In the very middle of the cycle, we took a drawdown. We crossed below the 50-week exponential moving average, and we drew down 55%, which we haven't done this cycle. Notice here how we had a close below the 50, but then the following week we closed above the 50, and then it rallied for another 4 months into a new all-time high. On the way out, however, it fell through the 50, and then the next week it closed below it. The wick could not get above that support level. It bounced down and then came up for relief, and then it just exited out, okay? What we're looking at, and it's a little scary, I'm not going to lie, we fell through, and now we have until Friday for this to close above. The part you want to watch out for is Wednesday. There's going to be a ton of whipping down and going up because Nvidia is announcing earnings. Is that a sell signal or is that a buy signal? And then you have the Federal Reserve. Up until this point, it's like, oh, they're going to lower interest rates. Oh, it's going to lower interest rates. And it's been like nothing. But now there is this position where they're saying we're not lowering interest rates, but the job loss claims from October just came out and they're absolutely horrible. Jerome Powell's gonna have to look people in the face on camera tomorrow and say we're not lowering interest rates, things look fine, even though we have all this new data showing how messed up the market is. So this is going to be a deciding week for me on what to do. If we can close above this Friday, I'm going to be looking to hold for an extension because in that case, it's looking more like 2020 where everything cratered and then we went into new highs. But as of right now, I'm about as neutral as you can be. I also quickly wanted to look at these time frames for the breakdowns in the market. We have a 33% bar down, a 33% drawdown over 147 days. Then we had a 32% drawdown over 77 days. Then we had a 29%, a 29% drawdown over 42 days. The drawdowns have gotten shorter and each one has come with a bounce. The only difference this time is that we're falling through the 50-week exponential moving average, but it's not a foregone conclusion that we're closing under it before Friday. Then you have McDonald's playing in our collective faces as they tweet out the McDonald's arches and, oh, look at this, put the meme coins in the bag. November 17th, oh, tonight President Trump speaks at McDonald's summit. And then that same week, McDonald's is doing, hey, crypto bros, we're hiring. Polymarket. McDonald's sees record surge in job applicants. Like, they're playing in our faces. They're trying to make them believe it's over. Make them sell the fear. It's blatant market manipulation, okay? Then you see these headlines like, oh, breaking, BlackRock selling all these thousands of Bitcoin. BlackRock sold 5,700 Bitcoin last week. Wow, that's a ton. Not when you hold 790,000 of them. People were behaving as if, oh my God, the crypto market is completely collapsing. BlackRock is annihilating their Bitcoin holdings. It's not true. They're really just verifying what their holders of their IBIT share, ETF share is. So boomers aren't going in Coinbase, Binance, Crypto.com, etc. and buying Bitcoin and doing self-custody. They're using their large Robinhood, their Schwab, their Fidelity, their JP Morgan Chase stock trading accounts and buying IBIT. And then they're going to buy and sell that quickly right off of those exchanges. You want an institutional adoption? This is what it looks like. A lot larger money, but much larger swings when things get sketchy, so to speak. They're playing in our faces, so this is obvious market manipulation. January 23rd, start of the year, you have this strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology bit from the White House. And he basically says, hey, in 180 days, within 180 days of this order, the working group shall submit a report to the president, which shall recommend regulatory and legislative proposals that advance policies and established order. This is for digital assets. I was wondering what happened to that. Then I followed up and found out that they published this 166-page document that goes over digital asset ecosystems, digital asset market structure, banking in digital assets, stablecoins and payments. They are already, excuse the vulgarity, balls deep in the development of the financial system, the advancement of the financial system, tokenization, like all of the stuff that we as crypto nerds, people, etc., know about and research about. They already had a working group. And they've even tracked this back to 2011 through phases, the Great Bull Run, the FTX meltdown is here, Bitcoin on the ballot, and 2025 and beyond, you see adoption innovation. And then at the bottom there, it says Congress works on legislation, tokenization heats up and stablecoin adoption grows. Okay, and then you have Coinbase. This is a really interesting one. The CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, has been in Washington, D.C. all year, working on the Genius Act, pushing for advancements in crypto. And then in the peak of the bear, or at least the bear sentiment, everyone is screaming, oh, it's all over. We've lost everything. Get out, get out, get out. And then Coinbase puts this out December 17th. And then what did they put out? This sort of hype video, Coinbase system update incoming, exciting product announcements, key business updates, and lots of cool other stuff. Coinbase has been known as kind of like the noob trading bit, but apparently they've polished things up quite a bit. It's always been just Coinbase for buying and selling swaps, and then you had Coinbase Pro, which was like their trading platform. I never used it though, but they're clearly offering other products. What could those products be? Well, we'll look at Aave, which I think should win a record as kind of like the crypto darling. They are the most polished app, but look at this. Take that off. The earnings on savings via stable coins, but one thing is particularly interesting here. They're offering insurance. Okay, just pause that there. Protected up to $1 million on your balance versus the FDIC insurance in traditional banks only insuring up to $250,000. That's half of people's fright today. And Aave is no chump platform. Aave is like the clean interface. Like this is actual decentralized finance that's usable and simple and not intimidating. And if you go to CoinMarketCap and look at Aave, they have a 2.7 billion market cap. How long have they been in? They've been around, or at least this version has been around since 2020, and their price action peaks typically with the market peaks. Here is the December peak that happened right after the Trump election, then it ran up and then it crashed and then it came up again and now it's crashing. It's probably not a bad buy here, although I don't have any myself. I'm just pointing that out. What I'm trying to draw people's minds to here is that it is clear as day that the U.S. government is all over this, and they're trying to get as much regulation and policies out as quickly as possible. And one thing that stuck out to me, because I didn't read every single line of this, but I definitely skimmed through and read large chunks of it. One thing that stood out to me, if you come down through here, Chapter 1, Introduction, out the gates, you will see here, the following core recommendations, if implemented, will ensure crypto becomes a hallmark of the new American golden age. Look at this. Policymakers and market regulators should lay the groundwork for American digital asset markets to become the deepest and most liquid in the world. Policymakers should embrace decentralized finance as an option for individuals and investors and appreciate the extent to which given software application exercises control over assets, digital assets. The Fed is about to start printing or doing quantitative easing. The general sentiment is everyone who, quote, doesn't own assets is going to get left behind. The president is teasing 50-year mortgages. 50-year mortgages to get the down, or not the down payments, but the monthly payments lower just so people can afford the things. If you don't need, if you're a single person, if you're not married with children, why are you trying to buy a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 4-bedroom, 4-bath home? To impress who? Your goal is to collect assets and to keep a roof over your head. You can use those digital assets to buy the home if they appreciate in time, which, you know, that is a strategy people can use. But I just want to just make this aware, because it's time to start treating these as assets now. Like, I hear like people are still treating Bitcoin, Ethereum as like these are just meme coin shit tokens. I'm not spazzing out and selling and worrying because I didn't buy BS. I stayed away from meme coins. I stayed away from leverage. I've been liquidated before, okay? I know how that feels. You only need to lose it all once to not try to do it again, okay? Bitcoin is an asset. Ethereum, Solana, Zcash, like it gets more speculative the further you get away from what's in the US digital asset reserve. I believe Trump tweeted out that Bitcoin is in there, Ethereum's in there, XRP is in there. I just stay away from XRP because it's so manipulated. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and I believe Cardano is in there. I stay away from Cardano too because they don't have a real ecosystem. But you also have Solana Breakpoint coming out, or in Abu Dhabi, like December 11th through 12th, that second week of December. You have Coinbase tweeting out, hey, December 17th, we're launching all these, we're launching all of these new products. And Coinbase, 5 million, I think I saw they're going to allow you to insure up or borrow. Yeah, look at this. This came out. You can now borrow up to 5 million against your Bitcoin without selling it on Coinbase. Wow, that's a large amount. Why would you borrow up to 5 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million? Probably to buy one of those 50-year mortgage homes. Do you see what's happening? Digital assets are going to grow with inflation. You want to have a home. Home ownership should be a part of your long-term plan. But I think people also know industries like Airbnb that are crashing because people tried to gamify home buying, making it as like this wealth builder, owning 4, 5, 6, 7 properties that don't have all of the equity paid. Like, it's become too gamified. People got too greedy. Too many people went out and bought homes post 2021. What? You're not buying a home at the peak of the housing? Like, no. Now everything's correcting. People can't keep jobs. They're upside down in home equity. It's about biding your time and letting people call you crazy long enough until you look like a genius. Have Hopium. It's not over yet. We're still in the game. Bull market's going to extend out likely. Before I sign off, let me just look, because for a while I was saying Bitcoin was going to peak at, well, the general consensus is people are pissed off because they got shook out of the 200,000 mark. A lot of people, including myself, I was expecting this peak to come to peak between 180 and 210. And then October came, October 16th came. Let me drill down. Because I published the video, it was running up. I'm like, okay. But October 16th, I posted a video. I'm like, this could fall to 95,000. It wicked down to 95,000, came down even more to shake people out. Now, two things are going to happen. 50% chance it goes up or down, right? There are going to be two scenarios. Either we are about to, so either this happens where we close below, it reverses over by, Sunday? Before the wick closes, and then we're going to run to a new time high. This goes from July to November, and in my case, they're already talking about stimmy checks, $2,000 stimmy checks, mid-time 2026. The midterms are a big deal. We know that the administration is not immune or not above manipulating the market out longer. It would not surprise me if this top does not come in December. It merely establishes a reversal in December or even this month, and then we see the peak between, I was originally saying Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day, but who knows? All I know is that I'm still carrying a mix of previous cycle logic, trading logic, but also just looking at the context and just reading the tea leaves. If you stay away from stupid assets, if you stay away from stupid decisions, like, hold on, I heard, what's dude's name? Andrew Tate got liquidated. This is the last thing, I promise. I heard, there's some Andrew Tate loses on Bitcoin liquidation. I heard it was something about 700,000. Yeah. Arkham, they do on-chain analysis. Andrew Tate deposited a total of 727,000 to Hyperliquid, and as of today has lost it all without making a single withdrawal. He also claimed a total of 75K as referral rewards from traders using his referral link. Imagine, and this boils down to mindset, okay? And I've been mocked for this, and this is something people often mock. You have to buy fear, you have to sell greed, you have to manage emotions, etc. This is the exact type of tryhard that would jump into a market, take $700,000 and say, I'm going to get a Bugatti, or I'm going to buy another Bugatti or another Lambo, because $700,000 isn't enough. It's not like you can live off that for a year. No, you got to multiply into millions so you can go on YouTube and act like a hard ass on Joe Rogan and be cool and all this. You lost it all simply because you don't have a respect for bull and bear markets, and you don't have a respect for money. If money is what brings you happiness, you're already done. Your goal is live a peaceful life, whether that's with a home or whether that's renting, whether that's with digital. Set your life up in a way where you are at peace, not so you can run online and brag about the stupid shit you bought with your crypto riches, because institutional manipulation is here and they will wipe you out. Okay, now I'm done. You all have a great day.